Mental warfare is telling yourself, I don't care how tired I am. I don't care how scared I am. I don't care how much it hurts. I'm not stopping. Mental warfare is learning to find strength in struggle, power in pain, and clarity in chaos. It's understanding that the battlefield inside your head is the only one that matters. If you win there, you win everywhere. Most people drown in self-pity. They cry, why me? Why is this happening? But the savage flips the script. They say, why not me? Break me, test me, destroy me. I'll rise stronger. That's mental warfare, turning every blow into fuel, turning every scar into armor, turning every loss into fire. Understand this. Life doesn't care about your feelings. The world doesn't care about your excuses. And your enemies, they are waiting for you to crack, waiting for your mind to shatter. That's why mental warfare is everything. Because the moment you control your thoughts, you control your destiny. The savage doesn't beg for positivity. They don't wait for motivation. They create it in the furnace of mental warfare. They take control of their inner dialogue and weaponize it. When the voice says, quit, the savage screams louder, fight. When the voice says, rest, the savage commands, push harder. When the voice says, you can't, the savage spits back, watch me. This isn't about ignoring the struggle, it's about owning it. It's about becoming so unshakable, so unbreakable that nothing, no failure, no rejection, no defeat can fracture your mind. That's the savage mentality. Win the war inside your head, and the outside world has no chance against you. The rise of the savage doesn't happen by accident. It's not luck. It's not chance. It's not something gifted to you by fate. The rise of the savage is a choice, a brutal, merciless choice made in the fire of pain, forged in the chaos of suffering, and sealed in the refusal to quit. You don't stumble into savagery. You build it brick by brick, scar by scar, loss by loss, until nothing is left of the weak version of you. The rise of the savage begins the moment you stop waiting for life to hand you comfort. Weak people chase pleasure. Weak people look for shortcuts. Weak people cling to safety like cowards. But the savage runs straight into the storm. They don't pray for easy days. They demand the hardest ones. Because every storm is a forge, every trial is a test, and every struggle is the birthplace of strength. The savage is not born in luxury. They are not born in comfort. They are born in fire. They rise from the ashes of rejection, betrayal, loss, and defeat. They take the blows that would break ordinary people, and instead of crumbling, they weaponize them. The pain that kills others becomes the fuel that ignites their rise. The rise of the savage is ugly. It's bloody. It's lonely. People will leave you. People will mock you. People will say you're insane for going this far. But that's the price. Because savagery is not for the majority, it's for the few. The few who refuse to bow, the few who refuse to beg, the few who refuse to accept mediocrity as destiny. The savage rises because they know the truth. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to hand you greatness. Nobody is going to drag you out of the pit. It's you. It has always been you. And it will always be you. That's why the savage doesn't cry for help. They rise from the dirt and build themselves into a weapon. And when they rise with fury. The savage does not tiptoe into greatness. They storm it. They tear it apart. They rip through barriers, smash through walls, and annihilate obstacles. The savage rises not with whispers, but with roars. They don't wait for permission. They don't wait for applause. They take what they came for with blood, sweat, and unshakable willpower. The rise of the savage is the death of excuses, the death of weakness, the death of hesitation. It's the rebirth of a warrior, the rebirth of dominance, the rebirth of an unstoppable force. That's what the savage becomes, a force, not a person. A force of nature that nothing and no one can contain. So understand this, the savage doesn't just rise once, they rise every single day. Every morning they wake up, they rise again. Every time they fall, they rise again. Every time life knocks them down, they rise again. That's why the savage can never be defeated, because as long as they breathe, they rise. So here we are. The line has been drawn. The weak stay on one side, soft, broken, begging for life to get easier. And then there's you standing on the other side, fists clenched, blood boiling, eyes locked forward, ready to tear through every damn thing standing in your way, because you are not here to fit in. You are not here to play nice. You are not here to settle for average. You are here to dominate. You are here to destroy every excuse. You are here to become a savage. The savage doesn't wait. The savage doesn't whine. The savage doesn't quit. The savage hunts. The savage bleeds. The savage suffers and keeps coming back for more. You think pain will break you. And no, pain will build you. You think failure will stop you. And no, failure will fuel you. You think fear will freeze you. And no, fear will ignite you. And when the world looks at you, when they whisper your name with doubt, when they question if you're strong enough, tough enough, ruthless enough, you won't answer with words. You'll answer with results. You'll answer with dominance. You'll answer with victory. You want to know what separates the weak from the savage? The weak say, the savage screams, I will. The weak beg for comfort. The savage embraces pain. The weak break. The savage rises. So listen carefully. The time for excuses is dead. The time for weakness is over. The time for hesitation has been buried. This is your moment. This is your fight. This is your war. And if you truly dare to step into the fire, then you will rise from it as something unrecognizable. Not soft, not average, not broken. You will rise as a savage. And once you become a savage, nothing, and I mean now old high and good, can ever stop you again. You want to know why savages are different? Because where ordinary run, the savage steps forward. Where the weak cry, the savage smiles. Where the quitter folds, the savage grits their teeth and pushes harder. Pain doesn't scare the savage. It fuels them. Every rep that burns, every mile that feels endless, every failure that cuts deep, that's not suffering, that's transformation. That's the sound of weakness being ripped out of your body. That's the sound of discipline replacing excuses. That's the sound of a savage being born. Think about it. Every scar you have, every wound you've carried, every time life mashed you to the ground, those moments didn't end you. They made you. They taught you lessons no book, no coach, no mentor could ever give. They forced you to dig deeper to find out what you're really made of. And every time you survived, every time you refused to stay down, you came back stronger. That is the power of pain. But here's the problem. Most people waste their pain. They cry, they moan, they complain. They think life is unfair. They waste all that energy being victims instead of warriors. Pain gives them a chance to rise, but they choose to shrink. They had an opportunity to grow, and they threw it away. A savage doesn't waste pain. A savage squeezes every drop of strength out of it. A savage looks at pain and says, "Thank you. You're making me unbreakable." Because every moment of pain you endure is one less excuse in your arsenal. Every hardship you conquer is proof you can conquer more. Every failure you survive is evidence you cannot be stopped. So, if you want to become a savage, stop running from pain, hunt it, chase it, and embrace it. Because pain is the greatest gift life can hand you if you're ruthless enough to use it. Discipline. The very word makes weak people shiver. Because discipline is the graveyard where excuses are buried. Discipline is the wall that separates the savage from the soft. Discipline is the reason some rise to greatness while the rest rot in mediocrity. You want to become a savage? Then you better learn to fall in love with discipline, because without it, you're nothing. Everyone loves the idea of being strong. Everyone loves the idea of success. Everyone loves the idea of greatness. But here's the truth. Most people are slaves to their moods, prisoners to their laziness, victims to their own weak habits. They do what they feel like doing, not what needs to be done. And that's why they never evolve. That's why they die with potential rotting inside of them. Because without discipline, dreams are just fairy tales. Discipline is doing the work when your body is screaming for rest. Discipline is showing up when your mind is begging for comfort. Discipline is saying no to distractions when every temptation is clawing at you. Discipline is not glamorous. It's not sexy. It's not fun. It's war every single day with yourself. And savages love that war. Because every battle they win against their weakness makes them stronger, sharper, deadlier. Let me tell you this. Discipline is the ultimate weapon. Talent fades, motivation disappears, passion burns out. But discipline is the backbone that keeps you moving when everything else collapses. When you're tired, discipline keeps you grinding. When you're bored, discipline keeps you consistent. When you fail, discipline makes you rise again. Discipline is not a choice, it's survival. Ordinary people treat discipline like a punishment. They see routines as cages, schedules as chains, hard work as suffering. But savages see discipline as freedom. Freedom from weakness, freedom from failure, freedom from mediocrity. Because when you own your discipline, you own your destiny. Nothing can control you, nothing can break you, nothing can stop you. Do you know what separates the savage from the rest? It's not genetics, it's not luck, it's not talent. It's the relentless ability to do what others refuse to do day after day, hour after hour, no matter how they feel. The savage doesn't need to feel motivated. The savage doesn't need inspiration. The savage doesn't wait for the perfect mood. The savage obeys one law, D-O-T-E-M-O-R-K. And here's the cold truth. Discipline will hurt. It will crush you. It will push you past your limits. But every ounce of pain you feel under discipline is carving you into someone unstoppable. Every early morning, every late night, every rep, every sacrifice, it's chiseling away the weakness and building the savage you were meant to be. So stop talking. Stop waiting. Stop pretending discipline is optional. Make it your religion. Make it your obsession. Make it the chain that strangles your excuses and the hammer that smashes your limits. Because without discipline, you're just another dreamer. With discipline, you're a savage. The battlefield is not out there, it's in your head. Mental warfare is where the real fight begins. You want to become a savage? Then understand this: the mind is both your deadliest enemy and your most powerful weapon. And if you don't learn how to dominate it, it will dominate you. Weak people lose before the fight even starts. Why? Because their minds whisper lies. You're not good enough. It's too hard. You should quit. That voice, that parasite, feeds on your doubts, your fears, your insecurities. And most people, they listen to it. They bow down to it. They obey it like slaves. That's why they break. That's why they quit. That's why they never rise. But savages go to war with that voice every single day. They don't let the mind control them. They break it, bend it, and rebuild it into a weapon of destruction. Mental warfare is about rewiring your brain to thrive in chaos. It's about training your thoughts to push you forward when everything inside you is screaming to stop. You think the body gives up first. Wrong. The mind does. The body can endure more pain than you can imagine, but the mind is weak unless you crush it, sharpen it, and turn it into steel. And that takes war, brutal, relentless war. If you're tired of being ignored, overlooked, disrespected, then it's time to stop acting like prey and start becoming the predator. Because in this world, only the Savagi survives. Life doesn't care about your feelings. Success doesn't care about your excuses. The world doesn't hand out trophies to the weak, the lazy, the half-hearted. If you want to rise, if you want to dominate, if you want to be UNTO, hey, oh, you have to bow me, Savagi, ruthless in your discipline, relentless in your hunger, unstoppable in your drive. Too many people want comfort more than they want greatness. Too many people settle for good enough. Too many people talk about success while they sleep through their mornings, scroll through their nights, and wonder why their life never changes. Let me say it loud and clear. Comfort is the coffin of ambition. If you live soft, you die forgotten. A savage is different. A savage doesn't wait for permission. A savage doesn't need validation. A savage doesn't care about being liked, because being liked doesn't make you strong, doesn't make you rich, doesn't make you powerful. A savage thrives on the grind, thrives on the struggle, thrives on the pain that would break ordinary people. And if you think this world is going to hand you success because you wake up, no one cares what you deserve. You get what you take. You get what you EAR, and the only way to earn it is to transform yourself into someone who cannot be broken, cannot be stopped, cannot be ignored. You want respevage. You want success. Become a savage. You want to rise while everyone else stays stuck. Then it's time to shed the weakness. Kill the excuses and unleash the part of you that's been sleeping for too long. Weakness is the silent poison that rots inside you. eating away your dreams while you sit there making excuses. Every single time you hesitate, every single time you choose comfort over sacrifice, every single time you let fear dictate your choices, you are feeding the weakness. And understand this, it doesn't just stay small, it grows, it spreads, it infects everything you are, your body, your mind, your spirit, until one day you look in the mirror and you don't see strength, you don't see potential, you don't see a fighter, you see someone broken, soft, ordinary, and the truth burns inside you. Let it happen. Do you know why so many people live and die as nobodies? Not because they didn't have opportunities, not because they weren't talented, not because the world was unfair. It's because they let weakness lead them by the hand every single day of their lives. They let weakness whisper in their ear, sleep a little longer. They let weakness trick them. It's okay, you'll do it tomorrow. They let weakness dominate them with soft lies until those lies became their reality. And then they wonder why nothing changes. If you want to become a savage, weakness cannot be tolerated, not for a second. You can't negotiate with it. You can't make peace with it. You can't pretend that a little weakness won't hurt you, because it will. Weakness doesn't play fair. It doesn't stop once it tastes victory. The moment you give in, the moment you let weakness win once, it will come back again, stronger, hungrier, ready to strip you of more. And it will not stop until you are nothing. That's the truth no one wants to admit. Weakness doesn't just slow you down, it destroys you. And here's the part that should scare you. Weakness loves comfort. Weakness loves safety. Weakness loves when you blend in with the crowd, when you take the easy path, when you surround yourself with excuses and call it a lifestyle. Weakness will make you believe you're doing fine. It will convince you that average is enough, that mediocrity is success, that you don't have to push harder. It's a liar. It's a parasite. And it is your job to kill it. How do you kill weakness? You expose it. You drag it into the light. You face it head on with ruthless honesty. You stop lying to yourself about why you're not where you want to be. You stop blaming circumstances. Stop pointing fingers. Stop saying, someday. And you look weakness in the eye and say, you don't own me anymore. Then you put in the work. When your mind tells you to stop, you go harder. When your body says you're done, you push further. Every act of discipline, every act of defiance against weakness is another nail in its coffin. The truth is simple. You can't build strength until you slaughter the weakness inside you. And if you refuse to kill it, it will kill every dream you ever had. Pain. The word itself scares people. They run from it like it's a curse, like it's something to be avoided at all costs. But the truth, pain is the greatest weapon you'll ever have if you choose to use it. Pain is the fire that forges steel. Pain is the storm that reveals the weak from the strong. Pain is the gatekeeper between who you are right now and who you're meant to become. And if you can't embrace it, if you can't endure it, if you can't rise through it, you will never transform into a savage. Ordinary people pray for life to be easy. They pray for comfort, for calm waters, for soft roads. And when life doesn't give it to them, they break. They complain. They fold. That's why they stay average forever. because they've been taught to believe that pain is a punishment. But here's the reality: pain is not punishment, pain is a privilege. It means you're being tested, it means you're being sharpened. It means life is asking you one question: how bad do you want it?